Shabbat Shalom, everyone, and welcome. It is so wonderful to see you all. And to my daughter, Casey, who's at LA, you with me, fight on. I love you. Okay. Light tomorrow with today, a simple quote by the Victorian poet Elizabeth Barrett Browning. These words resonate strongly for me as I think about what I want to accomplish over these next 3 years, building upon our successes today for a brighter and more secure future tomorrow. I am excited and looking forward to bringing a strong sense of commitment, passion, and energy to the presidency. And I would like to thank you, our members, for your confidence, your trust, and your enthusiasm. From day one, the outpouring of support has been remarkable and so heartwarming. Before continuing, I would like to pause for just a moment and ask you all to look around. I want you to see what I see. I want you to feel what I feel. While you may not remember any of my words today, I hope you will remember these feelings of love, a sense of belonging, and incredible pride. During these days of awe, I am reminded of how thankful I am for the Community Synagogue. We are a vibrant and diverse congregation, and we worship an exquisite space on magnificent grounds. We are surrounded by loving family and friends, and we are blessed by our amazing children who were here on the beamer just moments ago. These are the people and the relationships that give our lives texture and meaning. So let us pause, acknowledge, and be grateful for this holy moment. As I begin my presidency, one of my top priorities is to get to know each of you, to understand your wants and your needs, and to support and engage you, one congregant at a time. Our thriving congregation began with only 25 members, and today exceeds over 750. However, our success should not be measured by membership numbers, but rather by the lives we touch. Over the next year, we will be working very hard to develop a long-term, sustainable strategic plan. We will evaluate where we are today, establish a clear vision for our future, and begin implementing a responsible and realistic plan. We will answer key questions about membership size, dues, staffing, programming, and capital resource needs. But ultimately, our goals are to make our synagogue more relevant, affordable, and ensure our long-term financial stability. This is not easy, and it will take time. However, I am excited to be working with an incredible group of professionals and volunteers who not only bring a diverse skill set, but also creativity and enthusiasm. There is definitely a buzz in the air and positive energy around synagogue life. And I invite you to please get involved, be a part of the excitement, and help create our roadmap for the future. With the remainder of my remarks, I want to do 3 things. First, tell you a little bit about myself. Second, speak about community and friendship. And finally, discuss building a future together. I joined the Community Synagogue 18 years ago, immediately upon moving to Sands Point. At the time, I had 3 young children under 5 and knew very few people in the area. I grew up in Roslyn and really only came to Port Washington for Yamaguchi and the train station. Nevertheless, when my husband Eric and I decided to move to the suburbs from the city, we were looking for an easy commute, a good school district, and a diverse community. Finding the right synagogue, a place to help raise our children with strong Jewish values, was also a top priority. We found that here. I come from a very close-knit family and am the middle child of 3 daughters. My father is with me, was a man with a larger-than-life personality who lit up a room when he entered and taught me to live every day to the fullest. And my mother, who is a stay-at-home mom and the most incredible role model, continues to teach me each day and my children the importance of family, community, and helping others. In terms of faith, I was raised in a traditional Reform Jewish household. We celebrated the major holidays, and I have such fond memories of helping my Nana and my mom in the kitchen, preparing holiday recipes that we still make today. And while my parents never forced religion on any of us, Judaism was an important part of my identity. Shortly after my bat mitzvah, my parents stopped belonging to our shul. I remember feeling sad, especially during the holidays when I had to buy a guest ticket to a neighboring congregation where I had no affiliation. Nevertheless, I didn't question their decision, and I knew that one day I would join a synagogue with my own family. But little did I realize how truly significant a decision that would be. 1995 was a major turning point in my life. We were living in the city, I was doing well in my career, and I was recently blessed with our firstborn, David. And then, on February 8th, my world was rocked when my father suffered a massive heart attack and suddenly died at the age of 52. I was devastated, confused, and very angry. How could God let that happen? His death made no sense. I couldn't understand, and I had no one to turn to. I needed spiritual guidance, but I had no synagogue and I had no clergy. I remember calling Gutterman's and having to rent a rabbi, a virtual stranger, to officiate. How was that honoring my father? It literally made me sick. And from that day forward, I promised myself that I would not only join a synagogue, but I would establish close personal relationships with my synagogue family and my clergy, both of which I have done here today. Fast forward to the year 2000 when we moved to town and joined the synagogue. And like many of you, I made most of my closest friends, as did my children right here. From our earliest ECC days, I became involved and haven't stopped since. Over the years, we were actively engaged members, attending preschool, religious school, making baskets and sandwiches for those in need during the holidays, celebrating namings and bar mitzvahs, sharing the holidays, and seeking spiritual guidance during times of death and sickness, and the list goes on. Becoming the president is not only a great honor and privilege, but also a way for me to give back and hopefully inspire the next generation of leaders. Over the years, many have asked me, what makes Community Synagogue so special? And for me, the answer is quite simple. It's all about the people. We may come from different socioeconomic backgrounds, be in different stages of life, and may not always share the same political views. Nevertheless, we are united in faith, Judaic values, and a sense of community. Upon walking into our synagogue, I hope you feel comfortable and at home. Since I probably kissed 1,500 of you, I hope you feel comfortable. There is a familiarity with the people and sense of intimacy, regardless of how much time may have passed. And while some of us may be regulars and others may visit only during the high holy days, we share history and we are deeply connected. We recognize that being a member is both a choice and a significant expense, and we are incredibly grateful for your commitment. As you think about why you are here, I would like you to consider the Community Synagogue the way you would consider a close friend, and what traits make that relationship so special. First, a close friend is dependable and loyal, someone who is always there at any time and on any day. The Community Synagogue is such a friend. Someone who is on the top of your list to share a special simcha and one of the first calls after a death. The Community Synagogue is such a friend. Someone you know you can always turn to, feel comfortable with, and pick up where you left off. The Community Synagogue is such a friend. A close friend is honest and is trustworthy. Someone you can share your deepest secrets with without feeling judged and without worrying about breaching confidence. The Community Synagogue is such a friend. Someone you can turn to when you feel helpless and life seems out of control, especially when you need to appear strong for the rest of the world. The Community Synagogue is such a friend. Someone who has seen us at our best and perhaps at our worst and loves us just the same. Again, the Community Synagogue is such a friend. And finally, a close friend is 100% committed to the relationship and loves and supports us unconditionally. The Community Synagogue is such a friend. Over the years, our synagogue has been a close friend and has been there for each of us in different ways. And I am reminded of the remarkable words from the wise young Christopher Robin to his favorite pal, Winnie the Pooh. And I quote, "Even if we are apart, I will always be with you." This year, we are celebrating our 65th anniversary. We recognize our many blessings, including consistent growth, diverse membership, a thriving youth program, and an extraordinary clergy team. As a synagogue built on the theme of community, we honor all those before us who have helped get us here today. Over the last 65 years, we have consistently responded to our growing needs while planning for our future generations. When the original building needed updating and could no longer house our growing membership, we expanded. When our youth enrollment exploded, we built a state-of-the-art new ECC and updated our religious school classrooms. When many members saw a more intimate worship space, we renovated the Beit Tefillah. And when our youth, adult, and senior programming exploded, we built additional meeting spaces in the MPR. And when our holy sanctuary needed updated, we refurbished it. While we all seek comfort in our beautiful facility and are enjoying these improvements, approximately 1/3 of our members, or 250 families, are relatively new, having joined over the last 10 years. They did not participate in the prior capital campaigns that funded these additions. I believe that it is time for all of us to contemplate our legacy and ensure the strength and sustainability of our synagogue and community for generations to come. This year, a key priority is to once again build for the future, and we will be asking for everyone's help to help retire our mortgage. Now, some of you may be saying, "I didn't even know we had a mortgage, and why is that a priority?" Well, as background, we took out a mortgage over 10 years ago to help pay for our facility expansion, including upgrades to the ECC, religious school. We built the MPR and refurbished the Beit Tefillah. And while there is no doubt it was absolutely the right decision, as proven by our sold-out ECC enrollment and over 500 religious school and Pouty students, this mortgage has created an ongoing strain on our operating budget, prohibiting us from accomplishing more meaningful goals, like making our synagogue more affordable and building our endowment. In the coming months, you will hear about various ways you could help our effort to retire the mortgage, including donations, naming opportunities, and attending the 65th anniversary gala, and more. And I am thrilled, if you haven't listened up until now, listen now. I am thrilled to announce that an extraordinarily generous congregant family has agreed to match dollar for dollar any amount we raise to help retire the mortgage. With everyone's help, I am confident we can retire the mortgage in the coming year and continue our tradition of building for the future. As the Talmud says, "As my ancestors planted for me, So do I plant for my children. The second way you can help us build a more secure future is to let us know how we are doing. I mentioned we will be working on a long-term strategic plan, starting with understanding where we are today, including our strengths and our weaknesses. Towards this end, we have partnered with UJA and the Cohen Center for Modern Jewish Studies at Brandeis University to administer an online quantitative survey that will measure our effectiveness across various areas of congregational life. It's called the Thriving Synagogue Learning Tool, and you have some details on your seats on a little card that was made. The survey will open on October 16th, and we ask each of you to take the time to tell us what you think, if you feel connected, and especially if you don't. Lastly, in keeping with tradition, during the President's Yom Kippur remarks, I respectfully request your participation in our annual Kol Nidre appeal, in whatever amount you are able. We are seeking 100%, and every dollar makes a difference. For those of you who may not realize, our commitment to giving dollars cover approximately 50% of our expenses. As such, we rely heavily on your Kol Nidre pledges to help fund the shortfall, especially in years with unforeseen maintenance costs like the electrical issues we just encountered. I do understand that many of you may feel like all we do is ask for money. And believe me, it is not easy, and we wouldn't if it wasn't necessary. But I can assure you that the Board of Trustees and our professional staff are working diligently to run the facility more efficiently while also engaging the broader membership for their support. In closing, as we consider our synagogue a close friend who is always there for us, I ask you to be here for our synagogue. Make a donation, take the survey, serve on a committee, attend the gala, be a part of the excitement, and help secure our future for generations to come. On behalf of the Board of Trustees and clergy, we thank you all for joining us and contributing to our Kehillah Kadosha, our sacred community. And a special thank you to the 10 families who made very generous donations, enabling us to offer complimentary tickets for our guests and our non-members during the holidays. If you are a guest or a non-member, please consider making a donation to our Kol Nidre appeal, or better yet, become a member. We'd love to have you. Finally, I wish you all Shabbat Shalom, Shana Tova, Gemar Tov. May you all have a meaningful fast and a happy and healthy new year. Thank you.